Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Paramount Plus and all these announcements they had yesterday. There were quite a few. They're rebranding. They're trying to compete directly with Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Tons and tons of stuff being announced. Some of it doesn't make any effing sense whatsoever. Season 2 of Halo, before season 1 even premieres.
And there was already a bunch of backlash on this.
Yeah, so the showrunners already left. They didn't think that there was going to be a second season. Who the hell knows? It just sounds like every freaking IP. They're talking Beavis and Butt-head they're bringing back.
Just wait, we're going to talk about it. Just wait. Before we get into it any further.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 257,000, almost 258,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We've been covering the streaming wars. They are heating up. Now we know Warner and Discovery, the merger is going through, and they're probably going to do something similar. Merge all the content together.
Basically, they're trying to make themselves look bigger.
Yeah.
To attract investors and look like they're competing head to head with like Disney Plus and HBO and Netflix and so on.
Yeah, so this is a really weird thing. They're gonna rename themselves Paramount, Viacom and CBS, which were they were part of Paramount, I think, at some points. Now they're just gonna call the whole thing Paramount. And then it's going to be Paramount Plus.
It's Paramount, a Viacom company.
Yeah, Paramount, a Viacom company. Yeah, so this is like all the stuff from Nickelodeon and MTV and CBS and, and they're trying to go all in on their IP. And, I mean, we're getting some really weird shit like the Blue's Clues No Way Home mashup that nobody wanted.
I'm like, what?
Nobody wanted I'd say all three. We got Steve, Joe, and whoever the new guy is. I don't know the new guy. But Steve and Joe and the new guy are teaming up because this is what people have been asking for decades.
Right, obviously. I mean, I'm just sitting here with no words to even express because I think I saw that and I was like, why?
Oh
why?
God. So here we go. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. You sent it over today. Paramount Plus has reached 32.8 million subs.
That's not great.
That's not really great when you're comparing it to Disney and to even HBO, I think, has more than that. Company executives are telling investors they plan to bolster the streaming service with theatrical films, spin-off series, and remakes.
Oh, yes, because that's going to work.
Remakes.
Spin-off series and remakes. That's their go-to plan.
Yeah, everything. Literally, like every IP of value and even IP that doesn't have any value, they're leaning into.
I'm literally rocking back and forth in the chair because I'm like, that's Hollywood's plan. Remakes and spin-off series.
Oh my God. So yeah, they had their Investor Day on Tuesday. It was a 1-year anniversary since Paramount Plus's launch, which I forget is a thing. Other than Star Trek, I totally forget that Paramount Plus exists.
And that's not even doing great.
No. It opened with a flashy rebrand. Viacom CBS will now simply be known as Paramount, in a nod to the Legacy Films studio.
No, it's because they're trying to combine all this stuff into one umbrella so it looks bigger than it is.
Yeah. Paramount has always represented brilliant storytelling for audiences around the globe on the big screen, the small screen, and every device in between.
Sorry.
Between where? Between where? Every device in between where?
We're on everything, and we're brilliant. God, we've always represented brilliant storytelling. We're going to represent more brilliant storytelling with every spin-off, every reboot, every franchise we squeeze to death. We're going to show you how
in between.
Brilliant we are with our not creating anything new.
Paramount in every crack. It is what we are. It is who we are. It is who we are destined to be.
Oh, good.
Executives
orifice.
Executives are still trying to figure that future out with streaming, even as Paramount Plus lags behind competitors in subscriber numbers and global reach. The streaming service reached 32.8 million subs, growing from 16.5 million. The company is also making moves to further integrate Paramount Plus with Showtime.
Yes, they're combining them. You can watch Showtime on Paramount, yes.
Unveiling an option to watch Showtime for, $12 a month or whatever. Domestic average revenue, ARPU, was $9. ARPU. We know this. Among new content releases unveiled on Tuesday include a new Star Trek film.
Everybody's asking for Star Trek 4. They love 4? What they did with that whole spinoff.
A third Sonic the Hedgehog. We'll talk about that. And live action series based on Knuckles. Okay, I like Knuckles. I like Idris Elba. Why do I have a horrible feeling about this? Why do I think they're going to be like, well, it's too expensive to have a CGI Knuckles throughout the whole series, so we're going to turn him into a human.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, how is this live action? I thought it just meant like, I was assuming it meant more like Sonic the Hedgehog movies where like characters are animated, but everybody else is live action. I'm hoping that's what they mean. I'm sure that is what they mean. But I'm just like, we don't need more. We don't even know the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie is going to do well. The first one did well because you listen to fans. The second one might be a complete disaster. And now you're already going on to the third one. We haven't even seen how the second one does yet.
I mean, what I've seen of Sonic 2, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, they got the character designs right. They've got the Death Egg. Dr. Robotnik looks like, Dr. Robotnik, Eggman in this one. He's bald with a mustache. I mean, it might be good. The first one was surprisingly good. Doesn't mean the sequel's going to be, but it looks right.
They're talking about Quiet Place. The Quiet Place film they're not mentioning isn't coming out to 2025.
Yeah.
So we're talking 3 years from now. They're bringing that out.
So how are they going to do that? Because there's like, you watch the two movies back to back and the kids have aged. So I'm like,
well, they're talking 3 years in between. So, and then, and they're doing all these kids shows. You already talked about Ninja Turtles yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about Ninja Turtles from Seth Rogen, who, that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be fantastic. But yeah, the one that really stuck out to me, we've got Paw Patrol, okay, of course, Baby Shark, yeah, SpongeBob, of course, Dora, of course. The one that really stuck out to me was the Blue's Clues No Way Home mashup movie that people didn't ask for, but
because they're all like, all his owners, or her owners. I'm sorry, her owners.
Are they owners or
partners?
Partners. We can't. There's no ownership in Blue's Clues. Can't own the dog. Yeah. And how damn old is this dog in dog years?
I was
now?
like, that dog's been passed around more than crack pipe down the street. I mean, it's just like
that dog's been passed around more than a kid in Hollywood. Holy hell! Yeah. So this dog is like genetically modified. I think this dog, it's like Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. She got the CGI treatment. So she really.
Anyway,
so what are they looking at? Is there like an alien invasion?
That would be great. Blue's Clues and the alien invasion.
It's a mystery. Yeah, so we got Steve. Now, I love Steve. I do love Steve. Steve is a detective now. He's turned into Inspector Gadget or something. But no, Steve's pretty cool. Joe, I remember from when our kids were kids. And this is new guy. I don't
know new guy.
I just those shorts and that shirt not working, man. I'm just telling you. Yeah, so we're getting this movie. Do they have a trailer? It's just called Blue's Big City Adventure.
Strawberry
Josh
in Big Apple City.
Josh in Big Apple City. Whoa, that sounds like a movie. That is on.
That's what it reminds me of, the Strawberry Shortcake in Big Apple City.
Paramount X.
Look, it's a Starbucks, but they blurred it out so you don't know. And it's put right over that girl's head.
Oh my god! Are they gonna do like the Dora the Explorer movie and like have it take place in the real world? Like, oh my god!
The Dora Explorer movie was actually pretty funny.
It was funny. It was meta. I didn't expect it to be good, but I was like, yeah, this doesn't completely suck.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad actually.
For what it is, for what it is not terrible.
I'm just like trying to figure out if they're doing a Baby Shark movie.
Baby Shark the movie.
They already done Paw Patrol movies. They're going to triple down on that because Baby Shark or Paw Patrol bring a shit ton of money in.
What we're not getting is a Little Bill revival.
Probably not.
We are
getting Beavis and Butt-head.
We are getting Beavis and Butt-head.
They're adults now.
Yeah, and they look like...
And they look awful, and people are like, a bunch of money, they're Trump supporters. People said.
They already did this. It was called King of the Hill. Like, do we really need Beavis and Butt-head?
I gotta tell you, I hate Beavis and Butt-head. I know you like them because it was a cultural thing. I can never stand Beavis and Butt-head. I could never ever stand it.
I watched Beavis and Butt-head because it was on MTV, and we actually used to watch MTV. Everybody watched MTV because we didn't have that many choices.
It's true, but I hated it, and everybody go around going all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shut up. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, we're getting Sonic 2.
I felt like this picture right here.
Yeah,
Shut up!
And 3 with Lock-On Technology. They're getting a whole Knuckles spin-off TV series. Look at this. With Idris Elba. I hope to God I hope to God that they're not going to be like, yeah, we need to cheap out in the CGI and just,
I don't know if they will. If they're really
Knuckles is a
trying to bring
human.
people in, and they got their ass kicked so bad the first time they tried to cheap out on Sonic. I don't know if they'll do that again.
we can't afford the CGI. We'll just put Idris Elba in a Knuckles rubber mask. Do you think people will notice?
Oh my God, that'd be beautiful.
You think people will notice?
Oh.
And then we're getting Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and they're doing a whole trilogy of this. Okay, so I am a Transformers fan, not a Transformers movie fan. I don't like the Transformers movie except for Bumblebee. I thought Bumblebee was good. If Bumblebee had been the first Transformers movie, I wouldn't have been complaining about it. But now they're going right from G1 to Beast Wars, and then they're making a whole trilogy of that.
No, I did like Beast Wars though.
I love Beast Wars, but you had one.
You could have done more with that, and now
Yes.
you're just jumping to Beast Wars.
You had one good G1 movie.
Well,
Let's do a couple more of those
you know
first.
why? Because they keep putting the toys out. They're all Beast Wars now because they're going for the 90s.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. They already did the 80s. Now they're going for the 90s. And Beast Wars was in the 90s thing. And we see at Walmart, it's all Beast Wars toys. I mean, not all, but most of the toys that are coming out now are new or have been Beast Wars. So by the time when this was greenlit and moved forward, it was probably, because they're doing all the Beast Wars toys.
Like the 80s are so old. Let's do the 90s that are so less old than the 80s.
By a few years.
By 10 years. So let's do, well, I mean, I understand the logic. They're like, how many times can you reboot G1? But I'm also like, you guys didn't get it right until Bumblebee.
And now you're just like, okay.
Now you're like,
right.
okay, we did that one.
Oh, we finally got it right. Let's move on. Let's go around Beast Wars now.
We had 3 minutes of like the actual Transformers looking and acting like themselves in the beginning of the movie. And now we're going to move on to Beast Wars.
To be fair, the Beast Wars was the CGI was so
not good.
Yeah, it reminded me. Was it Reboot that was on then too?
It was the same. It was the same studio.
Was it? Yeah, because you could tell. You'd be hard pressed to make it look that bad, but the story was really good, and so I'm hoping that they don't trade off the good story for good. Make the good story bad and then have crappy CGI.
So they do have a kids animated CGI series, which I really have no interest in the kids show. It looks like a typical Transformers kids show they're doing. It's got Lita 1 in it, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, they've been churning out Transformers kids shows for years now. Now, Wake Me Up When Armada comes.
Imagine that, because it was originally a kids show.
Yeah, I know, right?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Wake you up on what?
When Armada comes around again, when they come for the 2000s, when they do Armada and Energon, because I freaking love those toys. They were like, I love those toys. So wake me up when that's, yes, I know you bought me so many of them.
That was the first presents I bought you for Christmas when we got married.
The Megatron.
Actually, I bought them for you before we got married.
Yes.
So when we got married, they were the first Christmas presents that you had.
And then they multiplied.
They did. And they took over our bedroom and they used to stare at me.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
It was weird. You're always looking up and there's Transformers looking at you.
Especially the Starscream with the smirk on his face.
It was just like you're always... And then, no, the worst was when I had to clean it because, these things collect dust like you won't believe. And someone was always busy doing something else, so I'm always one that had to take it all down, clean it all up, put it back up, dust everything. It was awful.
That's why I leave them in the box now.
Yeah, well, now there's no front on the box, so it doesn't matter. They're still going to get dirty.
It's actually harder to clean them now. Yeah. People are stealing them out of the boxes.
Yeah,
I believe all over Twitter. They're stealing the figures out of the boxes now. It's so stupid. Anyway, Sonic 2 and Knuckles, it looks okay. We'll see what happens.
But yeah, so they're just announcing all this stuff. They're just like one announcement after another after another. Is Paramount Plus the one they're bringing the stupid Grease prequel to?
Oh, the Grease prequel. Yeah,
that's... It looks like dumb, and it makes no sense because the time period, the characters they picked, it doesn't make any sense that they would be the pink ladies.
Yeah, we'll just rip the Band-Aid off, right? This is supposed to be a diverse and inclusive Grease prequel set in the 1950s.
Yes. So...
I'm just saying, this is clearly the most progressive high school in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously. And then where all those diverse people went by the time the first movie happened. Same place that
they were shipped back to where they came
Middle
from,
Earth.
Apparently. Middle Earth.
They shipped them back to Middle Earth with the diverse elves that disappear by the... Yes. So that's going to be really... No, it's okay. They'll just remake Grease because it was problematic.
That's what they'll do next, yes.
Yeah, they will.
Sandy and her girlfriend, Danny, with an eye.
I don't know. So I wonder, Halo, if this is a Netflix season, like, oh yeah, we actually filmed the whole thing or most of the whole thing, or we had the green light already. We had the budget already. I mean, when you dump that much money into a show, a lot of times they're like, yeah, let's like spread that out over 2 or 3
Well,
seasons.
it could be a season 2. We're new for season 2. Could have been like, yeah, like we had 12 episodes, and we're saying half of that season 1 and half of that season 2. I don't know, but
I think it looks like
it didn't. The response wasn't exactly positive. Shocker.
No.
Shocker. And they're already greenlighting a second season.
I know, right? Well, that is very par for the course for Hollywood.
We're gonna make this stuff stick, whether you like it or not.
We're gonna make it stick, and then when it doesn't stick, we'll just quietly
we'll start by they're istophobic.
And if that doesn't work, we'll just quietly pull the plug and bring back the So Paramount Plus, Showtime are integrating. We know that. All Paramount movies.
Oh God, Daria! They're not doing Daria again, are they?
Yes, I think they are.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm reasonably sure they're going to reboot that too. Yeah. All Paramount movies will go to Paramount Plus after their theatrical release. The movie experience will never be the same again. It's not going to be after the pandemic.
Wait. But it's gonna. But how is it not gonna be the same again? You're gonna release in theaters, and then you're gonna put it on Paramount Plus. It's gonna be the same. I mean, I don't see what changed. Maybe a shorter theatrical window, but
shorter window.
That's normal now. So we invented it after Disney and HBO and everybody else did. But it's because we're doing it. It's totally different because it's us.
So what's coming out in 2024? Mission Impossible 8. I'll tell you the truth. I've only ever seen. I've seen the first one, and that's it.
I've never seen it past that either.
A new Transformers movie, a new rendition of the Smurfs.
Of course,
people are lining up for that. Quiet Place Part 3, an even quieter place. Actually, the last one had a hell of a lot of talking in it.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
but I know that
kids love it.
Kids love it.
So I took them to go see it. Halloween Kills, yeah. So it's just like every damn IP they have. And Seth Rogen doing Ninja Turtles for some reason.
That still doesn't make sense to me. It's like you want to lose money. It's like, I mean, all this. It's just like, how can we lose more money? It's like, is that the goal, like for write-offs or something?
I think it's panic. I think it's they are just spitballing at this point. Because I mean, the truth is they do. I mean, between all the companies like CBS and Viacom and Paramount, they actually own quite a bit of stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just how smart is it to reboot all that shit? And they're trying to do like they had the Halo commercial where they're all humming the Halo, theme. And it's like they're trying to make out like Paramount Mountain is like it's like Disney World, but with all of our Paramount characters that you may or may not know of or care about.
But again, it's like, here's all the stuff we're rebooting and redoing and making more movies of. Where do you see the new stuff?
Yeah, you're not going to see the new stuff. So I think what they're hoping for is that the old stuff, the nostalgia bait, will pay for new stuff, maybe. And if it doesn't, that's okay. We'll just You're
not going to be competitive if you don't do new things, too.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Netflix and Disney Plus, and the stuff that's actually doing the best on those platforms tends to be new stuff, or at least...
Well, not for Disney. Disney does the, we're going to make it... Well, it's new, but it's under that franchise.
Right.
So
Star Wars,
basically like a continuation or spin-off, which is what they're talking about.
But Netflix, I mean, they get a lot of, I mean, granted, you have The Witcher as part of an established thing, but I mean, they do get shows that are a huge hit that are new, and they're all scrambling to compete with Netflix. But I'm like, if you guys are just rebooting old shit,
there's going to be a cap to that.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to play it safe. They're like, yeah, we're going to pump billions of dollars into content, but it's got to be stuff we think has an audience already.
Well, yeah, but you have to do it right too. It has an audience already, but what they do is they mandate the shit, and then they take it and try to make it something new and updated and modern, quote unquote, and then they end up just ruining everything about it, and then everybody doesn't like it, and then they end up failing anyway. So just.
And it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
Always, yes. It's never their fault. It's always the audience's
fault. Audience blaming. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this is just another sign of things to come. I think what's going to happen eventually is we're going to have network TV all over again. I think we're going to have like 3 or 4 streaming services that everybody subscribes to that kills off. Cable kills off.
It's going to cost more than cable.
It's going to cost more than cable, but it's going to be like ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS all over again. But now in streaming.
It'll be Netflix and
Disney, and HBO, and Paramount. And honestly, I would not be surprised if we have a couple casualties. Peacock, I think, is definitely going to be a casualty. It's not.
What's sneaking up the back though is Tubi.
Tubi
they keep
is
getting these deals. They keep. It's on the down low, but you keep seeing like, oh, they acquired something else.
Yeah, so they're thinking that eventually, the ad-supported, that's what the AVOD is, ad-supported model is actually going to overtake the subscription model.
Probably because they keep raising the prices.
Right. And like Roku's got, you know, you mentioned tons of channels on Roku.
And you know what? Even if you have the streaming and don't have the ad supported, they're still putting ads on it, even if you pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tubi is kind of the dark horse in all this. And it's so weird. I mean, we've done videos on Tubi before. It's been a while. So Rupert Murdoch took some of just a fraction of the money that Disney paid him for Fox.
Overpaid him, yeah.
Overpaid him for Fox. And this is the thing. Like, it did nothing to Fox. What Disney bought were Fox's scraps and stuff that they knew they really didn't need anymore. So they bought their back catalog, Home Alone, Aliens, all that stuff, $70 billion, right? Way overpaid. He took like $400 million and bought Tubi. So they already had a streaming service ready to go, hit the ground running.
It already had, all the infrastructure was there. It was already done. Disney had to build up from the ground up.
Yeah, and so, Disney got all of the old Fox content, but Fox is still a thing. Fox Studios are still making new content. They're still making new animation. Yeah, they're like, you guys can have Simpsons and Futurama and Family Guy and all that shit because it's past its prime. We're going to make new stuff. Mm-hmm. So that might actually wind up being one of the best deals in entertainment history.
Well, we're watching to see what happens here because it seems like you keep seeing, if you're looking, you keep seeing like they just bought up this, they bought up that, or they got a lot of animation stuff, and it was a lot of his older, but they're not up there being competitive yet, but them and Roku, I would keep an eye on them because I think they're going to come from behind. Let them duke it out and just stand back and wait, and then just be like whoop in there because people are just they're tired of being gouged.
Yeah, I mean, technically at this point, you could just go buy a Roku TV, and you can. There is more content on Roku for free than you can ever watch in your lifetime. I mean, there's so much stuff out there, so many channels out there, and same with Tubi. You know, it's ad supported, but the ads, I think the ads on those services are less intrusive than Hulu's.
Yeah, we're trying to watch shows on Hulu, and we have the one that's supposed to be like, you don't have a lot of ads. And if you're watching on the computer, it's not bad. But if you're watching it on your TV, they shove all kinds of ads in there.
Oh,
The other way you're not getting all the ads, I think, is if you watch it on your computer. And it's like, it's bullshit. So what's going to happen is people are getting tired of it. Plus, it's costing people too much money. Yeah. So they're just going to start, taking these, free ones and watch a couple ads as opposed to being gouged by other places.
Just like network TV.
Plus, they all watch YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
Our kids do. That's their number one go-to choice. YouTube, always.
People are already used to ads on, I mean, they are. So it's...
And you've probably gotten some ads on this one.
Probably. Maybe for Disney.
A lot of times it's for Disney, which is funny to me. It is for Disney. So it's very interesting to see what's happening here, and I expect things to heat up this summer with Warner Discovery. I think you're going to see a lot of content merging. There's rumors now of like DC Comics getting restructured. And the rumors, we're following that.
Yeah, we're going to see where that one goes. And that might explain why Daniel Cherry exited when he did, because they're looking at consolidation. I think Rooster Teeth is finally going to get gone or get absorbed in the Cartoon Network, which we had somebody from Warner tell us they thought that was going to happen like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a while.
Scandals do not help.
No.
Constant sex scandals do not help.
Lawsuits.
So we'll keep an eye on that. But we're going to wrap this one up, I think. Yep. Please subscribe to us.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, we're free. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, we'll talk later.
Bye.